Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And I know, wow, my voice is really hoarse. As you can tell from the title, I wanted to discuss Grey's Anatomy. Okay, let me adjust myself. Hold on. Hey, okay, much better. Because I can talk with my hands. Okay, so if you have, I don't know, been keeping up with Grey's Anatomy like I have, it came out in 2005, so for me, I've been watching this show since the 5th grade, 10, 11 years, and my heart and my soul has been with this show, and last freaking Thursday, they killed off Derek Shepard. Spoiler alert. If you don't know, if you are like catching up on Netflix, or you just haven't seen this last season, or if you just haven't heard, but yes, it is true. Derek Shepard died on the show. Now, obviously this sit-down video is basically, I'm just going to talk about how upset I am over the loss of Derek Shepard, and here we go. So, I've been so busy with school and finishing up blah 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 that I'd been behind 2 episodes and then the one where Derek dies. So my mom was like, I'd called my mom and she's like, oh, I'm so glad you didn't call me 30 minutes ago, blah blah blah, Grey's Anatomy, I'm not going to tell you. So then on Twitter and like on Instagram, there were posts about Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, crap, I gotta stay off social media because I really hate like for something to be spoiled, like a TV show or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch it. Well, on talking about it on Tumblr, we're like, oh, I really have to stay off Instagram even, not just Twitter. And I used the tag Grey's Anatomy, and when I clicked on it, I ruined it for me, and I knew that Derek Shepard died. And I was like, oh my god. So I finished my work, and when I got back, I was able to catch up on my shows, and so I'm on the episode where Derek dies, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and I have already been crying for 2 hours, and I'm just bawling and just hardcore crying. Like, I don't think I've cried that hard for a show since maybe like 2 summers ago, watching, this is an odd position, watching I think Uncle Dan, or I haven't, One Tree Hill. I'm talking about One Tree Hill. If you watch One Tree Hill, the uncle who the dad, though his brother, shoots. It's been forever and I don't know the names. I'm so sorry. But when the uncle dies, again, it was late and I was crying. And wow, I'm pretty sure, wow, I haven't, not even for The Walking Dead, that's been really good. Anyways, so I haven't cried that hard in forever, and it was literally like losing an uncle, or like, it's really obnoxious, or I don't even know if that's the right word. I just feel really dumb to even compare that it would be like a family member. But seriously, like, I'd been watching this show since the 5th grade. I'd been with this show all along, up until now even. Like, I didn't just stop. I'm up to date now. And so, like, I know these characters, and I know the struggles that they've been through, and just everything that they've had to overcome, to only know that he dies. And the way that he died is what I think pisses me off and makes me even more sad about it. Comment below about what you think about how Derek died, if you watched the show and stuff. But he's helping these people that were like in a car accident, because he was almost in it. And he's helping them, you know, he's a doctor, he gets them, they're all sent off to a hospital. And then he's turning around and he gets hit by a semi-truck, and then he's brought into a hospital that is not Gray Sloan Memorial. It is some other hospital that is not trained or set up to be a trauma, and because they don't know what they're doing trauma-wise or anything, they don't take a CT scan to know that his head's like is bleeding, and that's what they need to go with first. So by the time that they even notice, it takes the neurosurgeon guy half an hour to even get to him, and by then he's already dead. He's brain dead. And I think that's what upsets me the most, is because he is a brain surgeon, and it is a doctor that caused his death, or, you know, didn't help him, and he was treated wrong, and it was just so messed up. And like, I wish he would have just tried tragically. Like, seriously, he was shot, he fell out of a plane, like, out of everything, he had to die from not having a CT scan. And then, of course, if you guys haven't seen all the other seasons, or if you have, you know that when Derek was shot, when the hospital has the shooter and he's shot in the chest, and Christina's like pulling her away, and that's when she has the miscarriage. She was like bawling, especially when Christina's operating him and trying to save his life. She's like crying, and I personally am glad that she did not bawl like that when she has to unplug him and when she sees him for the first time. One, because then I would have really been sobbing out of control, and I wouldn't have been able to stop. The death would have just been harder. It's hard now. And then obviously Thursday night's episode, which was just a few hours ago, if you watched, she has to sadly tell everybody back at the hospital. And I'm really glad that the funeral and like the waking wasn't too long, like it was just short, because I think that would have really like made me start up crying again. And then we find out that she's pregnant, and before that she's left with Zola and Bailey, and no one's heard of her. And like a year passes, and I'm surprised so much time has passed. That didn't make sense again. So much time has passed. But then it's, you know, we obviously, if you watched it or whatever, spoiler alert, she has her baby. It's a girl. Names her Ellis. Oh my gosh. She's okay. The baby's okay. Alex Karev comes and finds her in the hospital, and everything's alright. And she goes back to Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital, and everybody accepts her, and like it's okay. And in the ending, she's going back into surgery, and she sees the cabinet thing, and we see Derek Shepard's doctor coat and his scrubs in there, and she looks at it and she grabs it and she puts it on, and she's in surgery with Bailey, and she's wearing his scrub cap. And like, oh, I hate that I'm crying now because it's ridiculous to cry or like tearing up now, but seriously, that was his scrub cap. And then they play that freaking song. If you've watched Grey's Anatomy before, and if you watched last week's episode when Derek died, they played Chasing Cars, originally by Snow Patrol, and they had different renditions, and they've had different renditions in the past. And last night, or the one that was in Thursday night's episode, so a few hours ago, it was also a different version. And just that song and the scrub cap, and you were just in the fields, and like everything's okay, and like she's moving forward, and just like I just want to hold everybody. Literally, like I made a Tumblr post. Follow me on Tumblr, links in the comment thing below, whatever. I made a post how like I didn't exactly know how deep my love and like the OTP thing was for them, for her, and for Meredith and Derek, until last week when he died, and then this week too when she went into surgery with his scrub cap. And it's just so many in the fields, which I guess really like I should have seen this coming, just because I'd been with the show for so long, but I never knew how deep it was and how much I was rooting for them, which of course I rooted for them, but just you don't know like how extensive it is until something happens, whatever. It's just messed up. And that's, I think, like I said, I feel like I should have put more into this video, but that's what I really wanted to talk about, was Derek's death and how messed up it was, and just how sad it was for Meredith. But I'm so glad that like she didn't bawl, and she's moving on, and she had his baby, and she hasn't dipped out from reality too much, and like she's still taking care of her kids. And I really like the damn carousel again, like how it was brought back. And I also like the little flashbacks that are like what she had to do as a child with her mom Ellis, and what Zola had to do. Anyways, I'm going on, and it's really late, and you guys will see this now. It's Friday. So comment below if you watch Grey's Anatomy, what your thoughts were on Derek Shepard's death, what you thought about last night's episode, and just comment the feels, because I hope I'm not the only one in feels, and I'm still not over it. I think about the scrub cap and the song, and it just makes me want to cry forever and ever. And I'm just gonna be done with this video because I don't want to cry. Okay, have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Bye.